Welcome back to KbougeCreations. Today we're making a lasagna, but with a twist. Forget the noodles, we'll be adding zucchini. We'll be adding cottage cheese for some extra protein, plus a whole lot of flavor that you do not want to miss out. And if you're here, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification for more recipes like this one your way. Now, before we get into it, I do want to say, how adorable is this apron? My best friend, Chrissy, thank you so much for making this happen, and my sister for actually adding all my logo, and don't forget to add some joy. I mean, it's like the best thing. So thank you guys so much. I love you both, and thank you so much for supporting me, both of you. Thank you. And as always, do not forget to add that joy to your dish. Stay tuned. Okay, so we'll start off by rinsing and washing our vegetables, or zucchini in this case. Once you do that, you cut both ends off. Then you'll cut it sliced down, probably about 1/4. I don't really have like those little slicer thingies, so if you do, it'd be great. If not, you just have to kind of eye it. So about 1/4 of a cut. Cut that down. And trust me, I know, it's not easy. It's okay, you'll just have to measure it out. There you go. I'm probably gonna use about 3 to 4 zucchinis. It really just depends on how much you're making. I am making about this much. This is about an 8 to 11 inch pan. So just keep slicing them like so. All right, so what I did here is I cut them about 1/4 of an inch. And you want it to be pretty thick, because if you thin them out, what's gonna happen is zucchini retains so much water, and your zucchinis are just not gonna be thick enough, and it's just gonna look like it's just like a watery lasagna, and you want it to be stable, right? So about 1/4, again, it retains a lot of water. So what we'll do is we're gonna sprinkle some olive oil, sprinkle some salt, some pepper, front and back. Then we'll put it in a skillet, kind of skillet front and back. And then we'll continue with the next round. But a little tip here is what I did was, I did about 3 zucchinis. This is how much I was left with, but if I wanted to, I could add them to my lasagna if I wanted to. But what I did was kind of measured it out. I knew I was gonna do 3 layers to kind of see like how much zucchini I would actually need. So stay tuned. This is what we're looking for. Okay, so right now we are preheating that skillet so it can be nice and hot at medium high. To your zucchini, you'll be adding your olive oil. Just sprinkle that all in. Not sprinkle, but drizzle. Drizzle your olive oil. Sprinkle in your pepper. And sprinkle in that salt. And that salt will help it absorb that water. Rub it with your fingers. Just flip them around and do the same thing.
Now you'll add this to your nice and preheated pan for about 2 minutes. Try to flip it over and just sear them on both sides, like so.
Okay, so now that we seared our zucchini for 2 minutes on each side, we're gonna lay them out in a single flour line, because we don't want the heat to add more moisture into the zucchini, so that way the lasagna doesn't end up being so soggy and, you know, too watery. So I've added them here. I've also added a sheet of paper in between them so that way it doesn't, again, have all this moisture. Now that we have all that seared and ready to go, we're gonna be working on our meat. The meat, it's just full of flavor. Stay tuned.
Listen, I'm always learning, and my friend Shawnee taught me this trick. Thank you so much, Shawnee. If you're using a stainless steel pot, right, you have to preheat that in order for it not to stick to the pot. Preheat it, and the way you know it's ready is when you put water and it starts dancing around, it's ready to use. Then you'll add in your onions, your garlic, and your olive oil, and your meat. Mix all that together, and that way it prevents from all that sticking to your pot. Hot tip, hot tip. Once you've broken that up, then you'll add your 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper and mix all that around. Once that meat is fully cooked, go ahead and remove the excess oil. Now, this is a mistake that I did. I completely forgot. And so be sure you don't make the same mistake I did. So drain that oil. Then just add your pasta sauce, mix all that together. But again, here's a hot tip. Make sure you're using 15 to 20% fat content. So make sure to use a leaner meat so that way it doesn't have so much oil, and that will prevent from the zucchini lasagna from making it very soggy. But mix all that together, and that's what you get. You get this amazing, flavorful meat sauce.
All right, so once you've done your meat and your zucchini is done, now we'll be working on the filling, which is ricotta cheese and cottage cheese. But I'm also going to be adding some carrots, and you will add a handful of spinach. Finally chop it up and place it into a bowl, and then work on trying to make your carrots into really, really fine pieces, or you can buy it that way, but you know, I choose the longer route. All right, so here it goes. So once you've broken your arm trying to get the carrots into these small little pieces, sometimes you just have to work smarter, not harder, and just buy it like this. But anyways, once you have all that taken care of, and I used 2 carrots, a handful of spinach, put it into pieces, cut it into pieces, add your carrots, then add 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. I can get it in there. There we go. I like when it's that whole. 16 ounces of cottage cheese. Trust me, you gotta trust the process. It's so delicious. So you'll add all that in there. 1 egg to this mixture. Okay, then you'll mix that all together. Once you have mixed all that flavors, all that together, then for your seasonings, you'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of parsley. Mix all that together, and then you'll add that to your bowl, like so. This is where it gives it like that flavor, and that it's so good. Mix all that together, because sometimes the ricotta and the cottage cheese don't really have too much flavor, and this will give it that oomph to it. So once you've seared your zucchini, you finish your meat, you've also finished your ricotta filling and cottage cheese. Then you'll also have on hand 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. So we'll add that here. Now you are finally ready to do your lasagna, which I'm super excited for. So in the bottom of the pan, you will add a bit of that meat sauce in the bottom, and you'll grab a layer of zucchini. Then you will add a little bit more of your meat sauce. Add that on top. Then you'll add some of that ricotta and cottage cheese right on top. All right. So once you have that mixture, it should look something like this. You add a little bit of your mozzarella cheese right on top. Sprinkle that in together. Then you'll add another layer of zucchini. You will add a layer of the meat sauce right on top. Guys, I'm so excited. Then you'll add the rest of that zucchini, the ricotta cheese right on top. Again, putting a little dabble here and there will kind of help it spread out. Add a little bit more of the mozzarella right on top. The rest of the zucchini. Add a little bit more meat sauce. Then sprinkle it with some more mozzarella. You have yourself a zucchini lasagna, packed with vegetables and packed with protein. Okay, so you'll preheat your oven to 375, and what we're gonna do, so that way the goodness, the cheesiness and everything won't stick to this aluminum foil, we'll add toothpicks right on top, so that way it prevents it from sticking to the aluminum foil. So we'll add that there. Gently try to cover it up. And we're ready to go into the oven for about 45 minutes. Here it goes.
Guys, I'm so excited. So after placing this in the oven for 45 minutes, be sure to uncover it and remove the aluminum foil for an additional 10 minutes, so that way the cheese can melt and be gooey on top. It's delicious. It's amazing. Packed of veggies, packed with protein. You guys, what more can you ask for? Enjoy. And don't forget, send this to someone that's supposed to start on Monday, and let that Monday be today.
All right, how is it?
It's pretty darn good. I can't even believe there's vegetables in here. It's awesome.
It's almost done.
I know.